Hi, and welcome back to my studio. I'm Linda Kay. Some of you have been asking me questions, and I encourage questions. So wherever my videos are being posted, whether it's Instagram or it's YouTube or it's Facebook page or LinkedIn, if you've got a question, drop it in that media source and ask me anything. So one of those questions that was asked was, Linda, you talked about a PBS. Besides it being a public broadcast service, which my PBS is not, what is your PBS? And I'm so glad you asked. See, a PBS or even a BPS, let's say a BPS, we think of that as beats per second, and a PBS is literally the heartbeat of your business. What is it? It is plan, budget, and schedule. Now that sounds really simple. And that is part of, if you, and I'll probably rerun this series. This is called Linda's 5 Things. So there are 5 things, but in this instance, we're only going to talk about 3 today. Plan. Why? Because when you don't plan in any business, you will spend on things you didn't plan for. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't end up spending or that you won't end up buying things that you don't need. But when you have a plan, you understand, I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need this, and I'm going to need this, and this is what it's going to cost, and this is what I need to have coming in. You really, every 30 days, need to be looking at your numbers. How much money did I bring in? Because that's going to regulate how much you can spend and not put on a credit card. But the first part of the PBS is to plan. So planning any business, you're going to need a CRM. You're going to need a phone. Do I need anything else? Well, it depends on you. Do you need to buy a list? Probably not. But depending on what your business is, you might. So plan for that. The next thing is budget. Now, it is a dirty word. Nobody likes a budget. We have time budgets. We have business budgets. We have household budgets. And a budget is really designed for you to stay the course, not to punish you. It is to stay the course. It is to put a plan in place, because I knew I was going to purchase it and I knew what I was going to do. I was going to close the first piece of business in order to get that, or I was going to take out a small business loan to do this. And I planned for it and I budgeted for it so that you don't fall into the really severe case or even a mild case of I needed itis. You know, I need that. Oh, that would look great. Oh, I've got to have more of those. I've got to buy cards. I've got to buy flyers. I've got to buy a list. And the list is endless. And I assure you, I love to spend. In fact, it's one of my favorite pastimes is spending. But make sure you're spending it on the things that will help you in your business drive more business. So if it's a leave behind that you're going to leave on somebody's doorstep, those are good because they can buy them in bulk and they're cheap. Budget for something like that. But that's completely different than, say, paying for a video and having a video edited of yourself. That is a nice to have. It's not a need to have. You can do your own edits, run your own phone, and hey, it doesn't have to be gorgeous. Not everything has to be gorgeous, but try to do the best you can, but budget for what you need. The other thing, and you're not going to like this one, you need to budget time to prospect. Yeah, budget time to prospect. Remember, I was talking about planning. You're planning to have these big transactions. You're planning to hit that $100,000. You need $100,000. You need, if you're going to, it's going to take you we talked about this before. If your average commission is 2.5%, to get to $100,000, you're going to need 5 deals. 5 deals that you can earn $20,000 or more on. How do you do that? Look at the numbers. Oh, I love numbers. Now we're in the budget and the planning. You need a calculator. And a calculator is easy. And as you probably notice, it's not one of those intimidating ones that you see your teenagers have that have all of these formulas on them. Terrifying. My daughter used to use those, and I'm like, what the hell is that? You're not building a trajectory to the moon. And she goes, you don't know that? I guess not. But moving on. Simple. Simple is easy. Simple is wonderful. On $1 million transaction, and we're in Southern California, so your numbers may vary if you're not in this area, but the average home here is $1 million. Okay? Or you should at least be looking to prospect in those $1 million territories. So $1 million times, so we've got $1 million, see? $1 million times 2.5. Why did I say 2.5? If the average commission is 5, because you're doing one side. Yes, it could be 5%, but you're not ready for that. So don't get ahead of yourself. Or if you are, good for you. 2.5% is an average one side of the transaction fee. So 2.5% is 25,000. Woohoo! How many of those do you need to make 100,000? 4. All right. So if you're planning on having 4 transactions, don't plan them in the 4th quarter. Plan them now and start prospecting. That's the plan. What is it going to take? A little bit of a budget. The budget means I have to budget time and I need to budget cost. What is the cost to get the things that I need to get other people's attention? Do I need to hire a VA to do my social media? Do I need to get things printed so that people have things that are leave behinds from me? So people know I'm not just saying, hi, do you want to sell your house? Hi, do you want to sell? Hi, do you want to sell? Hi. Oh, why doesn't anybody want to talk to me? Because you're not being of service. Plan to be of service. How do you plan to be of service? I talked about it in my last video. Plan to offer and help other people find things that they want and need. And the more you do that, the more you'll endear yourself. Now up to the budgeting of the time. Budget a time for yourself. Budget, I need to prospect. I need to make calls. I need to be walking. Whatever that is, it's going to be done, and it's going to get scheduled, which we'll talk about in a minute. But budgeting the time, how much time is it going to take for me to do that, to find these people, to go to these networking events? That's all part of your plan. Now budgeting, how many do I need to do? I need to do 4 of those a month. I need to be on the phone or talking to people at least 3 times a week, at least 2 hours. Now let's get to schedule. So we planned, we budgeted, and yes, we need to schedule it. Put it in your schedule, because if you don't, it won't happen. I'm telling you, it won't. Other things will trump. Emergencies, urgencies that sound like they're emergent will trump any of your progress. So make sure you do this and put it in your plan. Put it in your calendar. Budgeting this time, 2 hours, 3 times a week. 2 hours to make phone calls. 2 hours to, and that's not research, okay? That is not research. It is the actual act of doing something that will move you towards your goal in your plan that you budget and schedule. BPS, plan, budget, and schedule. And if you'd like to know more about how to do this, I would love to talk to you. So pull that link right there. And subscribe, like, share. This is great information. And if you'd like to have any questions that you've got answered, drop it in our social media platform, wherever you're seeing this, and ask me. And I will tell you. I'm Linda Kay. Thanks for joining. Hi, Linda here. If you liked this broadcast and you think that someone else would really benefit from that, do us all a favor and share it. And be sure to click on like and follow. Stay tuned. Thanks.